how's it going? So I ended up moving part of your pinball game into the living room. It's the head part of the game. I was looking at the scoreboard, or the backboard they call it, and here's the back side of it. And I gotta tell you, it is in really good condition. There's no peeled paint, which is important, or chipped, very little chipped. There might be some missing. No, it's just dust. Look at that. So, and there's no, I haven't even put a cloth to it. I just kind of pulled it out, and was just examining how it looks. It looks really good. This is like impossible to find in this kind of condition. Let me show you the other side. Dropping it. It's upside down. Other than the glass being dirty, this side is just the glass. The other side is where the paint is at. That could be cleaned off. But there is no chips or cracks, or sometimes the light bulbs, they burn through the Backglass paint, and there's none of that. So you got a really good game here. And that's the Backglass. Backglass is amazing. You've lucked out on that one. It's hard to find, and they have like people that recreate the Backglass, but it's never like the original. This is like the original Backglass, and it looks amazing. It's got a little rust at the bottom. The bottom would have to be pulled out and cleaned, but that's superficial. Anyways, there's that. Let me put this down with two hands. I'll be back. So that was the Backglass, and now talking about the frame. The frame was in kind of pieces. It wasn't really solidly put together when I received it. It was in a warehouse, and but wood is easily malleable. It's easy to fix. Glue and some nail guns, nails, and it should be fine. But it looks like all the pieces are there. I was worried about the bottom, but I found the bottom. It's right here, where the head attaches to the bottom. It was connected to the play field, so that's good. I unscrewed the play field and it came out, so that's good. So we have that. That's hard to find. That would be difficult to find that replacement, but just looking at where the Backglass rested on, there's no missing scores. The actual credit wheel is there. You get all your lights essentially, and haven't tested anything electrical yet. Hoping to do that later on today. But that's the front. The front looks there. Everything looks there. I peeked underneath. Everything seems to be there. Anyways, looking at the paint, these are stenciled, and definitely need some touch up. On this side is a lot better than the other side. But basically, they would take a stencil with three or four different colors, and here you got white, or like a beige. You got a blue, and then a light blue. And so, in order to, there's two ways of doing this. You could take like acrylic paint, try to match the paint as close as you can. They probably sell kits that have the exact same matching paint, and you could buy that, or we could just try to mix it together and get as close as we can and just kind of touch it up. This side just looks like it needs a touch up, but if I put my hand across it, looks like there's some paint chipping happening here. So some light sanding, maybe copying the stencil, doing some light sanding, and then touching up with brush. I think on that end, at the top, it's just a solid color. You don't have to worry about that. Just got to sand it off. Same with this frame right here. It just needs to be sanded off and painted. On this side, looks like it was rested on one side, or something was resting on it. That was kind of hot or something. I'm not sure what that is, but that needs to be kind of thoroughly sanded and repainted. But that's just touch-up stuff. So touch-up stuff is no big deal. I mean, it could be tedious. I like doing tedious stuff, so we could approach it many different ways. I have like a stencil kit where you could place it on top and then outline it, and then you'd have to position cut it with like a a razor to cut it, just to have certain colors, and then you just put it back on there. It kind of sticks on there, and then you kind of spray paint it a certain color. Then you do the second stencil, which is the other color. You can do it that way, or you just do it by hand. Anyways, I'm going to go to the back. So the back here, the door is there, which is good. I don't have a key, but the key must be somewhere. So I'll look for the key. I have a whole box of keys. I'll try all my keys. Maybe we don't have to go get a locksmith, but I could remove the door right now. And put the phone down, and then I'll show you what's on the inside. Just showing you the back side of the door. I removed the door. It's still locked. So I need to get the key. But I was able to remove it because the bottom was off. But to show you that the door is fine, usually there's like a taped up schematic or something in the back, but this one doesn't have one. Maybe it's in the other side of the game. But anyways, there's that. Let me show you what's here. Voila. Okay. So, just from initial assessment, I honestly do not see anything missing. I mean, maybe the system was... Ooh, look, there's some schematics here. Original schematics, they were like typed up on a typewriter or something like that, or hand drawn sometimes, and they were just kind of stapled on. That's cool. Some other things here, like certifications of when it was last assessed or worked on. These are the Jones plug. These will come from the actual bottom section. They would plug into here. And look, they're 3 different sizes, so there's no mistakes there. You got the wheel of credit. It's all dusty, but look, cleans off real easily. You have to be like super gentle with this stuff because you don't want to accidentally over clean it and then erase some of the lettering. So you have to be careful with that. Same with the over here. It's got to be super careful, just gentle washing with water. But gentle, not like super overwatering, overwashing. They have a little bit of instructions here. That's cool. And there's like a step motor, leaf switches, solenoids right here with some leaf switches. Oh my gosh, like everything is here. I don't see anything missing. That's a plus. So far so good. Just basically this job to fix the front is going to be woodwork, glue and nail gun, which I have a nail gun and I have glue, and just assembling the box, and then some wood filler, spackling. Maybe we could just spackle instead of sand. Just spackle this and then lightly sand it, and then or take pictures and make sure what it is, and then or do a stencil and then make sure to keep it original. I like putting things back to the way they were. I'm sure they have stencil kits as well, but I don't know much about that. But you have basically the beginning of something amazing. So let me go and pull out the bottom. I'll show you what that looks like right now. Give me a second. So here we are in storage in our shed. I kind of shrink wrapped it a little bit just to kind of keep it together. But I need to pull this out, and I have plenty of these screws here for the legs. I got some off the other games, and they're the nice ones. I'm pulling it off this one because this one's missing a lot of parts, so it's not going to need the leg bolts. I'm going to pull the leg bolts off of this one, and so you have some nice ones with like a nice little head right there. But so far, just looking at it, the play field is like super intact. Even has a pinball right there. And it's just, there's 2 pinballs, so it must be like a game with multiple pinballs. Looks like it. That's pretty cool. 3. There's 3 in the game right now, so that must be pretty neat to play. It's got the buttons on both sides. Like this one doesn't even have that. It's got a button on this side too. Let me see, where's it? Oh, it's right here. It's got, I can't get into it because I don't have the key, but I'm gonna try to see if I could get it open with a key. I have so many keys, so I'm gonna try to see if I can find that. It's got that little button here. This is just like superficial oxidation. This is like so stuck. It just needs to be, I don't know how that works. I have to see. But maybe need to twist it on and off to unleash it. I don't know. So, but it all seems to be there. All the outside things need to be there, and it looks like the play field's all there. There's no missing anything in the play field that I can see. And all these plastic parts are like super hard to find. I would tell you expensive, and they're all here. So, yeah, the play field itself, some wear and tear in there. Well, this one's missing something here. I'm assuming that's another one of these, but we'll have to see when we pull it out. But yeah, all the rubber bands, all the rubbers are, of course, they're all going to be worn out, and there's a kit for that. But just looking at the play field itself, there's very little wear. Touch up here and there maybe, but it looks like this playfield is really, like, all you have to do is replace the rubber bands at the top. So we'll see what the inside looks like in just a bit, and hopefully I could transfer this video. I think I'll use Messenger, because with Messenger I can transfer huge videos. Can't do that in text form. So see you in a little bit. Oh, before I go, the side stencil on this side, I love it. It's like planes with parachuters. It's pretty neat. Yeah, this at the bottom looks like it's frailing down there. We'd have to fix that with the wood. See what's going on with that. But I mean, there's some nice chrome action we could easily shine up. I don't know what the other side looks like, but I'm assuming it's going to be rough shape too. It's been in storage. And the bottom, I think I checked it out last time. Let's see. Some bulging action happening with the bottom. I'm not sure what that means, but you can see it that way here at the corner. The wood is kind of coming out. That needs to be prepared. Anyways, see you in a little bit. So bringing the playfield section out, the game section out to light, you could see it's like green with like mold. So it was probably stored in a damp area of the warehouse. So it's just a matter of airing this out and seeing, and it's like warped at the bottom. But that's just replacing wood. Wood is easy to replace. Hopefully the inside won't be as bad as this. I just think it was just on the floor in a very damp area, and there might have been a leak in the warehouse near it. Not on it, but near it. It was on it. The whole playfield would not look the way it looks. It looks really clean. And then if I look at this side, just bring it to light. Yeah, there's some wood rot right here. Needs to be probably glued. And the paint is chipping away on this side. So we'd have to sand that down, probably copy the stencil, sand it down, fix the wood, either glue it in place, which I would recommend, that way you don't have to redo the whole thing, and then just make sure it's solid, and then sand it all down, repaint the stencils, which is not, sounds like a lot of work, because it's work, tedious work. But we could copy the stencil first. I have stencil copying paper. It's like a really, really light adhesive, and you put it over translucent adhesive. You put it over there, and then like you hold it down without sticking it on there, and it's translucent. You just copy it. You just trace it with a pen, and then you do one for each color. And so you'll have two sets. It's only 2 colors in white or beige. And so you do the light blue, then you do the dark blue, and then what you do is you totally sand this down to bare wood, paint it again white, put the stencils back on there for one color, paint it white, wait till that dries, put the stencil on for one color, most likely the dark blue, and then the light blue on top of it, and then it'll look just like new. I've seen videos of it. I haven't done it myself, so I'm talking out of my ass right now. But it's totally doable. Look at this. The plane has like a ladder coming out of it, like someone just jumped off the plane. Same over there. There's a ladder coming out. That would be cool to copy out. They also sell pre-made stencils. I don't know. It's cheaper to just do your own. Same with up here. If we're going to be going that route, which I probably recommend, it'd be a good example. This would be a good practice to do it in. And there's only 3 colors. 3 colors if you count the background. So, but only 2 stencils are needed per side. So that would be cool to put together. All right, let me move this to the garage. Be a little bit for that. See you later. Just in case you're wondering how I wheel it around, once you remove the legs and the head of the pinball game, there are supposedly at the bottom there are these rest legs at the bottom, supposedly. This one, if we don't have it, we could just add them. They're like the same ones that are in furniture. And this one looks like it doesn't have anything, just has wood, but usually there's these four rests kind of feet at the bottom. This is like the default of how you store it. And I just use a simple excuse me, use a simple hand truck to move it around. So I'm going to get this to the front of the garage, and then we'll take a look at the inside. As unpredictable as Bakersfield weather is, I started feeling some droplets, and so I'm worried that we're going to have like some crazy storm because it's got that kind of muggy feel right now. But I need to get in here and I'll dedicate some time to try to find a key that'll fit this keyhole. I have a whole box of keys that came with all the games, and I'm assuming one of them should fit. I don't want to drill it or anything like that if I could avoid it. But as soon as I get this open, then I could remove this front plate, and then I can remove the glass, and I could open up the play field and look underneath to see how the solenoids and leaf switches and everything else, all the electronic gizmos and the breadbox style circuitry works. It's all intact, which I don't see why it couldn't be, because everything else so far is there. But just to let you know, this is where I'm at. I'll send you these videos just to update you, and then when I get the thing open, I'll send you another update of that. Well, see you later. Bye. Check out this Backglass scoreboard. Backglass for Sky Kings. I just did a little Lysol spray and use a little razor. Just kind of a wet cleanup of the top. It's just glass. I'm not touching the paint underneath, and it just cleaned up really well. It's brand new. I mean, I don't see any kind of anything. It's like it could pass for a brand new backboard. Just letting you know, it's a good one. And look at that. Got a guy in his underwear diving off a plane. Got people landing on trees and stuff. I don't know, it looks like an interesting game. It's got multiple balls running at the same time. I'm not sure how it works. I gotta look at some videos on it, but looks good. Found a couple more quarters that kind of popped out. I'm assuming there's a lot of quarters in this game. I think what ended up happening, this is my assumption, is that they lost the keys and pinballs are going out of fashion, so they just kind of took the game and just stored it, and then that was it, and they forgot all about it, and it got stuck in the back of the warehouse. So I'm hoping there's going to be a big cash out for me once I open it up. Here you go. Well, after unsuccessfully finding a key, I decided to drill out my own key. And yeah, we'll replace the locks. Makes sense. Put that down. Let's see, I haven't opened it up yet. I thought I'd do a reveal with the camera going. Ooh. Let's see. Both coin mix are there. So look there, and all the mechanics are there. Oh, look at that bunch of quarters. Looks like everything that I think is in there should be in there. Let me go move this into the light and see what I could see. So far I don't see anything missing. Alright. Alright, so first step in removing the glass and looking at the inside is you have to pull this mechanism right here. You pull that up, and that releases this part right here. A little bit of superficial rust in there, and that lets you slide off the glass. You slide off the glass carefully and then open it back up. So without the glass, oh my gosh, this playfield looks like a time capsule. It looks hyper clean. Like scoring display is right there. 5 balls, 2 plays, 1 quarter. Let's see. It's just like gummed up or stuck. The way you lift this up is you just take this. Oh, this is stuck right here. Let me get that unstuck and then I'll lift up the playfield. But just to give you an insight of what it looks like, it just has some dust on it. Very little of anything, any paint. I think this is just where the ball goes, and it kind of hits this little button right here, and then these right here they shoot up and pushes the ball. So if the ball hits this, then I think 2 other balls come out here. I don't know how it works. We'll find out. I gotta look at the video on this thing. But really clean. You figure out how to lift up the playfield. Alright. Well, the knob, this knob right here, had rust on it and was not moving. It just really stuck right there. but I nudged it off and I was able to lift up the play field. We can look underneath. And we're both looking at the same time here, roughly. And I'm just looking through all the different solenoids and leaf springs and wiring. And see, what does this say right here? Doesn't say much there. This right here says Kern County 1977. That means that's the last time it was registered. It was 77. So it's been in hibernation for that long. It's more quarters and coins that had fallen out. That's because it was tilted over without the top. Pounds of quarters over here. Let's see. Schematic drawings of electromechanical things. Nothing is loose or ordinary except for, you know, back here in the ether there's the Jones plugs, the 3 that we need. They're all different sizes, so that's easy to figure out. Cobwebs, some spider stuff. What's that? Little screw. Put that in there. The plug for the system looks like it's in decent shape, and it's got grounding. Oh, here's some old original screws. Oh, that's good for the legs. Put that in there. Go back here. So what else do we have back here? Yes, definitely some cleanup work that needs to get done, but some oxidation. You can see there's some oxidized components. Needs to be cleaned up. Contact cleaner would help out with. Let's see, what are these things? Are they loose? No, they're on there. Okay, cool. Honestly, Gordy, I've seen worse. And it's just a matter of just tracing through all the different circuits, seeing what's working and what's not. I mean, I could do a smoke test, but I really don't want to. I want to maybe wait till you show up, and then we'll do a smoke test and things like that. Or if you want, I could do it beforehand and then give you an assessment of what's going on. Oh, look at that. This is a timer, timing gear, all that. See, all these contacts, they need to be cleaned. They get oxidized, and then the contacts don't really connect well. I learned that when I was putting together the scoreboard, the shuffleboard scoreboard. And all of these solenoids, you gotta test them all out individually. Oops, individually. Make sure they all work, and none of them are gummed up. Sometimes they put grease on them, which they shouldn't, and then they get gummed up. But, you know, it's just a matter of testing all the contacts, making sure everything works, adding new rubber bands, because all the rubber bands are all gone, changing out the light bulbs. buying a set of LED light bulbs. I recommend over like the regulars. And I could count out all the bulbs for you, and I could count out all the. I could give you the link to a kit you could buy. I could do a smoke test. I mean, I think I'm okay doing that. Just think about that. Not today, but so far I got $1 or something out of it. More quarters. There might be quarters like deep inside here. When we take apart the bottom, because the bottom probably needs to be replaced. Replace the bottom, maybe more quarters will jump out at us. But I don't see any kind of big like winter chicken dinner thing going on here. But everything looks like it's here. All the wiring looks like it's in place. Oxidation is very minimal, and nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of steel wool and some elbow grease. And then all the components, literally all the components are here. So that's like that's the main issue with these games, is trying to find components. They're hard to find. And look how preserved these solenoids are. They still say Bally on it, and just they look like they're in great shape. It's almost like this is a time capsule from 1977. They just put it away, and I think because, you know, arcade games were taking the place, and they just wasn't a money generator. And maybe they lost the key. They lost the key, and they said, forget it, we'll just put it on the side and take care of it later, and they forgot all about it. That's my 2 cents. But look at the harness. The harness is in great shape. It's a time capsule. It's pretty lucky. All right, I'll let you go. But just letting you know, I might do a smoke test just to see what happens. If it makes a noise or whatever, but just for a second. It's not going to blow anything other than the fuses. There's 4 fuses here. And I'm just curious to see if this transformer will work, or if it needs to be replaced. That's a good thing to find out. The rest of the little components is just a matter of cleaning them up, clean all the leaf springs. You take a little bit of steel wool or some like 2000 grit sandpaper, or even not even that, just cleaning it with some contact cleaner. Anyways, I'll let you know. Bye.